this Indiana start, and then you guys came back and closed it within 4, and then it just got away from you?
Yeah, I thought our guys came out a bit shaky, a little nervous there, a little bit intimidated by everything. Made some mistakes that we weren't, pretty abnormal for our team. But our toughness shined through there through that tough stretch, and we came back and made a run. We finally made a few shots. We were able to get some stops, and especially some defensive rebounds over their size. And that got our transition game going, and Caleb got going a little bit. And we went into halftime feeling pretty good because we didn't think that we played particularly well, and it was still an 8-point game. And we hadn't shot well, we hadn't rebounded well, turnovers were high, and we still felt like we were in striking distance. And then the second half, we started out pretty strong, and then there was a stretch there. I think it went from 6 or 7 to about 14, 15, 16. Some calls, some loose balls went against us, and then our body language changed. And it was sort of a downhill run from there, and they started feeling the momentum, making shots, making tough shots, and it was tough once that momentum shifted to get back in the game.
You guys beat Indiana last year. That's the only team they lost to. How is this Indiana team different than the one you played last year?
Well, I think the first thing that jumps to mind is the size on the offensive glass. They were missing a big, I think, when they played us last year. And, of course, now they've added the freshman center this year. And I thought on the glass especially they were outstanding. The 18 offensive rebounds, those extra possessions were huge. And then, of course, the defense, I thought, especially the rotations defensively, the baseline cutoffs, the crackbacks, and then the closeouts on our skips were much, much tighter than they were a year ago. And obviously a year ago, because they didn't have a training camp in August, right? They've had their training camp to work on that. But, their closeouts on our shooters and their challenge, obviously something that they've focused on for us coming in. They know that we shoot the ball well. And that was the big difference, the glass. And I thought their defense was a lot tighter in their man-to-man compared to last year.
How challenging was that run in the second half? Because, obviously you guys were getting some pretty good looks there pretty close to the rim.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was a lid on it there for a little while. We couldn't get anything to drop, let alone a layup or even a free throw. It just felt like, nothing could go in. And I agree, I thought, while the defense was stronger, I still felt like we got some really good looks that, are pretty standard for us to make. We shoot 45% as a team from 3, and to shoot 19% tonight. It's frustrating, but you got to make shots to be able to compete with a team like this because of just the size and the depth that they have, and we just we couldn't stay with them if we didn't make shots, and that was a big key for us.
How can a game like this help you the rest of the season over in Canada?
Well, I say it all the time, is that when you play top Division I NCAA talent, they expose even the slightest weakness that you might have in your team. And, we play an undersized, high-paced game, but we struggle on the glass. And, you play against a team, they're just coming at you in waves on the glass. And if we're not boxing out and we're not doing the things, that it gets exposed. And so as a coach now, I have a tape, I have examples to, hey, listen, this is what happened, and there were some body language issues here, like how are you going to respond when we're down? Well, we're not down very often by 15 or 20, and how later on, now that we've seen it, we can work on it, and that's why I love playing these games, because coaches already know their weaknesses, right? But if they don't get exposed, then the kids don't ever buy into what you're trying to tell them. That's why I love these games, because I got 40 minutes of tape, and these guys are going to watch it a lot. I'm going to show them exactly what I've already been telling them over and over again. Now hopefully they believe me. So that's why it's important.
How do you think your team handled the environment and the atmosphere here at Assembly Hall?
Well, I thought we came out a little nervous. Just ball handling, a few bobbles, some things that were sort of uncharacteristic, even our point guard. But then I thought we settled in. I'm not sure if our shooting was as a result of the environment or the defense. When you don't make shots, coaches will try to figure out what happened. But I thought for the most part they handled it well, and I was expecting it to be a little bit more hostile, to be honest with you. But it was a good environment, and we have some big games back home that get some pretty big crowds, 10, 12,000. So again, another reason that this game helps us moving forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, all right.